participatory budgeting is about empowering the community to make decisions about services, resources and how things are delivered in their area and giving them a real voice in what we deliver.
Participatory budgeting at its most simplest is bringing citizens into the decisions about services that affect their lives.
Participatory budgeting can strongly help in a moment of shrinking of public budget, especially at local level.
Participatory budgeting is a mechanism for local people to have a say on how local money is spent.
It's more efficient is what it is.
Participatory budgeting is about giving local people who are actually experts in their own daily living a chance to work with potential providers and the traditional commissioners and statutory bodies to see what's best.
Elected politicians do all sorts of good work, but they can't know what every local neighbourhood wants and desires. So the idea of participatory budgeting is you create a process whereby local people can put forward their own priorities, explain their own needs and make their own decisions.
Participatory budgeting has been growing rapidly for about 25 to 30 years, began in Porto Alegre in Brazil and has rapidly spread throughout Latin America, Europe and Africa, and there's parts in Asia as well, and then the United States.
Empowering people just so that their voice is heard, so that's what participatory budgeting is to me. Bringing different community groups together that perhaps otherwise would have been disjointed and not been together.
You can develop through mutual trust enormous new partnership between people, developers, NGOs and local authorities.
Just building a more cohesive community.
I'm here today because I work with the antisocial behaviour team and we're looking to increase our community engagement activities across not only our team but also some of the community development functions within Oxford City Council.
We're really interested to know about what the latest thinking is around participatory working and its relationship with resource allocation, and thinking about the future and the difficult challenges we're facing with budget reductions and increased demand, and involving communities in making their own decisions, building resilience, all of these things.
The impact and the advantages of PB are numerous. If we look at what happened in Latin America, we see radical distribution. We see distribution from the richest to the poorest parts of cities. But even in the UK, where PB is more modest, we see local communities taking control of resources in their own areas and making decisions about where they would like to see investments. Not the investments that are coming down from government, but actually the investments that they would like to see.
There are certainly very big challenges that many countries are dealing with, and participatory budgeting can't solve all of them, but I think it can, especially at a local level, help youth, help adults, help elders feel more engaged and empowered in terms of deciding where their money is going and following that money and having a say.
From what I've learned, it sounds like PB is an excellent way of developing community ownership.
Well, certainly from the police perspective, what I see is a reduction in antisocial behaviour, a reduction in crime.
It's an empowering system and it gives people what they want, and it's a real democratic process.
What we're trying to do is use it as a tool for community engagement.
We see a more positive relationship with the services, with the local authority, with the police, and certainly we have more confidence from our communities in what the police can actually provide.
It's actually really inclusive. It can reduce an awful lot of demand on the police service and all other social services too.
The most important benefits I've seen is just the strengthening of links across local community organisations.
It's doing things with people instead of to people.
Most important for me is it empowers people. It actually gets people involved in politics. It gets people involved in the decisions that affect their lives, and that has a real meaningful effect on people's potential to have an impact and their potential to affect change in their locality.
I think it's a real opportunity for people to have a say in what goes on in their area.
My best advice to people who are considering using participatory budgeting for the first time in particular is to get some expert advice in. There's some great expertise in the UK, particularly via the UK Participatory Network, Budgeting Network, and they can give you loads of top tips and help you frame what your PB exercise might be.
For goodness sake, make sure you count it in as one of your options, because it can be a great way of releasing real energy in communities.